Hey,
look at how pretty.
you know, how to give the people a little something.
Okay, you better give us. Yes, glowing and stuff. I don't got no light on. I don't got nothing.
Is this
I'm
setting
over here
good?
acting up. Okay, can you introduce yourself while I get myself together still? So
Yes.
introduce who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff. Let me turn. I need to glow like you. I'll be right back.
No, you're fine. So, hey everyone, my name is Danyelle Chambers. I am a freelance digital marketer helping first-time entrepreneurs navigate the digital space. So, basically, I help you when you're starting off your brand, starting off your business. I help you establish like your digital presence. So, everything with your social media, your website, email campaigns, branding. So, I'm just here to help.
Yes, Danielle's in the house. Okay, listen, she does it all.
Don't hype me. Don't hype me.
I don't got my notes on. Look, I'm over here.
I know I don't have my notes either, so.
Oh well, we about to.
We just going with the flow.
We gonna go with the flow. There you go. I think I'll be. Let's see. Let me see if I light up like you.
You're fine.
Yay! There you go. Let's get some light. All right, I feel a little better. How's everybody? Okay, so like Danyelle said, she is a marketing expert. She be doing the shit.
Yes.
Okay. So if you all do not know me, my name is Jeneva, and we are on the platform Where is Neva? Where is Neva? Is a platform supporting, sharing, and inspiring our Black truth. We use through storytelling. We have articles to share your open diary posts. We do guidance to show tips and tricks and tools to help you through your transparency journey. And then we have our directory where we have Black wellness experts globally who are doing the work on the field to help us get there and help us on our transparency journey. So Danyelle is under our artistic pillar, and she is doing the thing, and she lets you all know what she does. And I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me. You're amazing, and your platform is amazing. Just seeing the growth of everything. I'm just so proud.
You've been right.
You make me proud.
Wow. Look, you've been my marketing expert before she even started doing the marketing expert for real.
And my life coach.
Look, we've been getting this together. So I totally vouch for Danyelle. So if you guys are looking for someone to help you marketing your business, especially if you're a small Black-owned business, she is the one to go to. She is going to help you get it all together, because that's what she does. That's what she does.
Thank you.
So, like I said, we're talking about healing through creativity and marketing. So before we start, Danyelle, can you tell us a little bit of how you got started in the marketing area?
Yeah. So, like, I don't know who's all on here and who's followed my journey before, but for those who haven't, so when I didn't just plan to like quit my job and just start a business and things like that. Like, that's not how my journey started off. It really took off like after college. When I was getting ready to graduate, like I was applying to marketing jobs because like I knew I wanted to work for like a Fortune 500 in their marketing department, all of that. So that's what like my goal was. And I wasn't getting hired, right? So I was like faced with so much rejection, and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, why aren't these jobs hiring me? Like, I've done internships. Like I had so much exposure, done like client work, projects like throughout college and high school, because that's when I was exposed to marketing and things like that. So like I had all this experience, and I'm like, well, why can I not get hired anywhere? So that's when I was like, okay, well, now with these jobs and being in the field of marketing, I'm like, I have to be creative. I have to step outside of the box, and I have to make myself different. So I said, well, instead of just telling these jobs what I can do, let me show them. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to start. I'm just going to start building my portfolio. And at the time, like I didn't have any clients. I had like businesses that I was working with, but I was like, let me use myself as the first client. So I was like, if I can brand myself, that's how I got into websites. I was like, okay, well, let me figure out how to do a website. But I used myself as the first client and really marketed myself. And that's when I really started to hone more in on my personal brand, because that's also another part of marketing that's really important. You have to be able to market yourself. So as I was doing that, I started getting more clients, and people who I worked with in the past was like, oh yeah, I would love for you to like help me with my social media, or I have these email campaigns that I'm not really like the click rate, no one's opening them. How can I craft the messaging in a way that, you know, makes it engaging for people to open and things like that? And like, I'm super interested in marketing. Like, it's my passion. I love it. It's fun to me, but it's not fun to everyone else. So I get that. But so from there, I just basically built my portfolio, worked on different projects, put that together in my portfolio. And then I still kept applying to jobs. Like, I still work right now at a marketing agency. So yeah, but I'm like really passionate about helping like first time entrepreneurs really establish that presence, because marketing can be very expensive, but it's really an investment. But it's hard when you're just getting started to look at it like an investment. So knowing that you're just maybe doing this on the side or maybe just starting off, I understand like the budget isn't so huge, but you want to do these great things. So that's why I chose to work with like first time entrepreneurs, side hustlepreneurs.
I love it. I love how you bet on yourself and just do it. You know, it's like, okay, I'm keep on getting these doors closed on me. I'm about to show you that I know what
literally, because I'm like, this is crazy.
I
Like,
love it.
no way. So yeah, that's why I was like,
I
okay, well,
love
let me
it.
just, you know, because it's easy to talk the talk, but people want to see results. So
That they do. That they do.
yeah.
And I love how you brought into creativity. So how did you know what to do when it came to starting your own brand?
Yeah. So basically, like, so even though I went to school for marketing and like my degree is in marketing, I'm so more focused on the digital side, which even though I graduated in 2018, they still weren't teaching like digital marketing like that. It was still like traditional marketing concepts and things like that. So really, it was just experience, like YouTube University, Google University, like I said. And then
Yes.
also, it's just having a creative mind. I tend to like, even though following other creatives are great because you can get a lot of different inspiration, I tend to actually not do that a lot though, because I feel like that I don't want to ever do like the copycat effect. So it's like I really just listen to a lot of podcasts. That's where I'll get like inspiration from. I watch like a lot of videos, things like that. I look at like regular advertisements. Like sometimes I'll just sit down and just look at ads from like companies, because that's just really intriguing to me. And that inspires me, or that like, I don't know, like does something for me to be like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Let me think about how I can make my own spin and things like that. Because there's so many people putting out content and content daily. And it's just like, it's all the same content, right? The education is the same, the information is the same,
Yes.
but it's how you craft it in your unique experience and make it engaging to your audience, that what makes you different. So that's kind of how I maintain my creativity. It's just really just like getting inspiration from like little podcasts I listen to, little motivation things I listen to, like things I read, stuff like that.
I love it. I love it. You
Mm-hmm.
better pave your way. Family, if you have any questions for Danyelle when it comes to marketing, even if it comes to your brand or whatever you do, please, this is free
Yes.
gems. This is free gems. Okay. What is your favorite podcast and YouTube creators?
So there's like Black Women CEO. I just love her because she really drops like gems, and it's a great podcast because not only is it about business and marketing and things like that, it's also about mindset. And I think especially as being a woman and being in business is a really hard to like navigate these spaces, not only just because you're trying to gain the respect of other people, but just because it's like you feel, that's another thing that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about in business, is also having emotions. As women, it's like we are emotional, right? But we have to like put that to a side and still carry on with our businesses, right?
Yeah.
And there's like, it may be that time of the month, but we still got to carry on with our business, things like that. So I really think it does like a great way of like holistically bringing things together. As far as like YouTube creators, I don't have any like specific YouTubers I watch. They're just more like motivational type videos. Like I'm really big on Gary Vee. I don't know if anybody follows him on Instagram or YouTube, but I love watching his content just because like it's he just is like an executor. It's like you need to do this, get it done, get it to you like raw without all the extra fluff. So I really like watching his content.
See, you know what's so it's so different because I'm the type of person that tell people to use their emotion in their creativity. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
your emotion will help drive your creativity. So
Yeah.
finding that medium, I know when it comes to one of my mediums in creativity is art, painting. And so I literally will go to a canvas with nothing in my brain of what I want to paint, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll just start painting. And
Yeah.
I call myself an abstract revolutionary artist, so I will
Mm-hmm.
literally just throw paint everywhere until I feel it. So
Yeah.
it's definitely different things, but I'm so happy that you are learning like motivational ways
Mm-hmm.
because we
Even
have been taught
mindset.
to always just go, 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 no sleep, you know,
But
like there's
even
no
just to
sleep.
like to back point on like your point about saying like going to your canvas and things like that, even with marketing, because I also do some branding too. Like when I'm doing mood boards and coming up with like this whole brand concept, like that's a really like creative outlet for me. So it's not like you might tell me what you want um in your head, but it's like, okay, well, how do we put it on paper? How do we bring this concept to life? So like doing those different things, like right now I'm working with a client on a skincare brand, like a paradise theme. Like that's so fun. It's like, okay, well, how can we bring that together and make it like,
Yeah.
fun and engaging, get the point across. So like it's a lot of creativity within branding and marketing. It's like you
I
just have to be
believe it. It
creative.
has to be. It has to be. So how do you share their story as like you're not them? So do
Right.
you take the like job to share their story and bring that
So
out?
that's why I always set up like when anytime I'm getting ready to work with someone, I always set up like a consultation strategy call, something so that I can understand your business, understand your goals, understand your vision better, because I have to make sure I'm invested into it too to bring it to life.
Yes.
Because if I'm not really feeling the brand, or I'm kind of unsure, if you're unsure of what you're doing and we can't really get on the same page, then it's like it makes it harder. Um, I feel like working with first time entrepreneurs, being somebody who also has this as a side hustle, is a little bit more relatable. So I feel like it's the audience, it's the clients that I have, it's the people that I engage with that makes it very relatable and makes me passionate about their vision as well.
Yes, just talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to money, so do you take just any client?
No. Wait, what do you mean by just any client?
I
Because
mean,
not
any
every
client, they
client
got
should
some
be a
money. They
client.
like, hey.
Oh, yeah, no. Because sometimes, because it's just not going to be good business, right? Like, I want to make
Mhm.
sure anybody I work with is going to leave me a good review, is going to have a good testimonial for me. So if we're not, and I can kind of feel vibes, because, I'm all about the vibes. Money come and go.
All
So it's
about the
like,
vibe.
I'm not about to just be like taking clients just for the money. Like again, I want to make sure that I'm passionate about it because I have 500 million things going on in my life. So this needs to be something that is like, okay, I can stand behind.
Yes.
This person is serious about it too, because some people really waste your time. And I've
Mm.
learned that, and that's why I had to start implementing different things like how I did the project intake form and things like that, because your time is valuable. And it's one thing for not understanding what you want, but it's another thing for like simply wasting someone's time. So I feel like I'm good at like vetting out the clients that I get, because we have like great relationships, and even past that have collaborated on other things and other business opportunities.
I love it. I love it. I love how you invest your time into people's energy. Like I
Hmm.
want to make sure your vibe right
Right.
before
Okay.
and you don't just waste your time because our time is more important than anything.
Hmm.
Okay, we don't get time back. We can get money
No.
back, but we don't
But
get
we
time
don't get
back.
time back.
Not at all. Not at all. Listen, family, once again, if you have any questions when it comes to marketing, listen, this is the gems. She be dropping gems, and I'm not just saying this. She be dropping gems. So
Thank you. Thank
ask
you.
away. Um, when it comes to navigating the digital space,
Hmm.
whew, especially during this time when everybody with Clubhouse popping, everybody got something to say, okay, with
Right.
Instagram and Twitter and just even like social bullying. How do you navigate the social
Yeah.
space?
So it's so many social media platforms out right now. There's always new like features, new trends, all of that coming out. So it's like hard to stay on top of everything. But like what I always tell people and what works for me is that, especially if you're just a one person. So again, like I said, my audience is first time entrepreneurs, side hustlepreneurs, so they usually don't have a team with their company, it's usually just them. So you're one person, and again, like you come first, your health comes first, your mental comes first. So it's like, don't spread yourself too thin trying to be on every single thing. Like, have a presence there. Like I say, establish your digital presence on, maybe you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on Clubhouse, whatever it may be, but then capitalize on one thing. I think it's a big misconception that you have to be everywhere at one time. And as it is important to stay up with trends and to stay up with these social platforms, you also can't spread yourself too thin, and you want to make sure that you're providing the most value that you can. So with that being said, have your audience, get them on that one platform, but also these platforms come and go. So you really need to get them to your email list, because once they're gone, you should be able to like cultivate your audience, and you want to be driving traffic to your website. So whether that's with blog posts, you do an amazing job with that.
I appreciate it. That's a team, though. That's
yes.
a team.
Yes. So you really want to make sure that you're building your own platform with your audience. But like I said, don't spread yourself too thin. And then another tip would be to repurpose your content. So, if you're making a blog post, then make a video real quick, and then you can chop it up and put it in your IG story, and, extend it and keep it in your IGTV, things like that. So just working smarter.
Definitely. And I would tap on that, because the post that we featured today, this is a post that I featured when it was a personal brand, like last year and a half ago.
People do not know. And I think that was the hardest thing. Yes, that was like the hardest thing for me to understand, especially as being a creative. It's like, you need something new every time. Like, what? Like, repurpose? Like, that's not creative. But it's like, you can spin it in a different way and apply it in a different way. You might have did something in a carousel post one time, but then doing it in a video, in a carousel post, like when you do 10 posts, or like, like a swipe post.
This. What is a carousel post?
So it's basically when you upload, like for this live, how you had like 3 pictures.
Oh, when you add multiple photos on one. Okay.
So it's called a carousel. But basically, like, that might resonate. That content might do it really well, but in a video, it could resonate a little bit better for people who really don't like to read all of that.
Definitely. And also with these different platforms, because like their niche is different, you find a way to repurpose that. So like if you have a blog post, you get on with Clubhouse, you talk about that blog post, you tweet something from that blog post, and then tag that link into that. You do TikTok, you create a little video of it and put it on TikTok,
and then put it as a reel.
Add it to Instagram.
Exactly. I think, and then use it as a reel on Instagram.
Yes, like don't work too hard. So someone asks, how often should you post on your social media platform?
So I always say it depends. The first thing is to be consistent. So whatever you do, if it's going to be once a month, be consistent with once a month. If it's going to be once a day, be consistent with once a day. Because it's just, you want to train your audience to say, I'm here, I'm showing up. Like, I'm not just treating this like I don't care about it. So I would say, look at your analytics. Go into like your insights and see like when your audience is most active and things like that. And sometimes I just don't think that's all the way true. And especially since like the algorithm is always basically like changing, I would say to really like hone in and research and study your audience, like your followers, like watch their stories, see when they're posting, see when they're online, when was the last time they posted. Really look at that too. So don't just solely look at the analytics, but also look to actually see if they're online, if they're posting.
Yes, I love it. Study your audience. Also, I love when you said consistency. So you have to ask yourself, what does consistency look like for you?
Yes.
Does it look like once a month? Does it look like twice a week? But you have to make sure that your mental is okay. Don't be trying to stress yourself out trying to post every day.
Like, don't stress yourself out trying to post every day. But then you have to think, the more you post, the most exposure you get. So it's like, if you could post 10 times a day, post 10 times a day. And that's also comes with like scheduling your content too. So you don't have to, because you'll burn yourself out trying to create and post 10 pieces of content a day. So if you create all your content, and then one day you just sit down and schedule all of it, then you can shoot out 10 posts a day. And it's not, it won't be like, that draining. But Whatever you do, just be consistent, show up, and yeah.
What schedulers do you recommend?
So Facebook Creator Studio has one. So if you go to it on your desktop, like laptop, you have it's automatically is on Facebook, but you have to like toggle over to Instagram, and then you can upload your content and everything like that.
Is this something you help your clients do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's talk about imposter syndrome. You talked about how you don't like to look at other creative stuff too much.
Right.
So how do
Because
you feel about imposter syndrome? First, what is imposter syndrome?
being in your own way.
Okay, period.
And it's crazy because like even though like I've been to some people like I've been doing marketing for so long because like I started in high school, but like to me when it's like especially like when you get on Clubhouse and things like that, you got people talking and talking, and you're seeing all these people with like big big marketing budgets running these creative campaigns, doing well and things like that, and it sometimes makes you feel like, okay, well, am I like not where I'm supposed to be right now? Like, like I'm 25. I'm like, okay, I should be running the six-figure, like, six-figure company.
At 25?
Yes. But no, I'm saying that's what like social media will like make you think, things
right,
like that.
That you're supposed to make $6K a month, $12K,
okay.
25.
Right, six-figure month.
What?
And it's possible to, having the right strategy and things like that. But it's also like enjoying the process. Like I wasn't even consistent for like these past 6 years, right? Like I'm literally just getting started. I just started being consistent last year, like in 2020, in the back half of 2020 at that. So it's like I really can't complain about like basically me being in my own way, because that's why consistency is so important and showing up is so important, and understanding that it's a process, especially in marketing. Everything, like I tell people all the time, because they just think like, okay, I spend this money with this person, my business should be, a multi-million-dollar business. But it's like with marketing, it's all about trial and error. It's testing different creatives. Like I get a lot of questions. Like I don't really specialize in paid marketing with like ads. I'm really more on the organic side. But however, I do get a lot of questions like, well, I have this ad up and I'm not generating any money from it. Okay, but you only tried one time. You haven't tested different creative assets. You haven't tested different captions, like your copy, to see what people are responding to. Like marketing is a lot of trial and error and a lot of testing, but some people just don't realize that. So it's like you really have to enjoy the process and enjoy the journey, and like know that you will achieve what you want to achieve with the right plan, the goals, and the strategies in place. But it's just not going to happen overnight. And everybody's on social media just posting, all their highlight reels. And you never see what's on the back end. You're only seeing what's on the front end. So you don't even know what's working or not working on the back end. So
why do you feel like people don't share that?
Some people do. Like with my brother, like in his entrepreneurship journey, like he shares a lot.
Kim's oils,
yes.
You can find them on the directory too. Okay.
Exactly. He shares the journey and really shows like building the business and building the process. I think sometimes, and I can do a better job at showing the journey too. It just, I think it might be of some people may not know how to capture, behind the scenes or showing the journey, or it just may be like, it's clout, right? Like some people aren't in it for the long run. Some people are just, like we say, little social media entrepreneurs and things like that. Like it's one thing from having an Instagram page and having a business. So it's going to look all nice on Instagram, but it's like, how's your business running for the long run? Because like we said, these social media is coming up.
Right.
So
yes.
I think the biggest oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, what'd you say?
I was just gonna say, I think the biggest thing for me was just like getting out of my own way.
So what does a journey look like for you in the back end?
So the back end for me is like, I feel like I just can't be complaining how much I complain, because I know how much, because I know I'm not showing up in the way, I'm not showing up it's basically the goals that I have. I'm not showing up that I want to achieve those goals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I could be going harder. And just because like I am working full time, it's like, okay, the extra time I do have, I need to make sure that, I'm going hard and I'm really setting time aside to really go in on my business and not just the marketing aspect. Cause I'm also, what's like difficult for me and the big thing I struggle with is like, I'm also balancing clients, I'm balancing my job, but then I also have to balance my business, and I have to make sure I'm continuously marketing my business and continuously making sure I'm tracking in revenue and expenses and things like that. So I think it's time management is like standing in my way. Like, I know I need to just get better at really like organizing my time and using it efficiently.
Definitely. Like
So that's the back end for me. So I mean, the back end is coming together. Like I told you, like we were talking, I definitely have more of a strategy in place. Because at first I was just felt like I was getting clients, and I'm like, okay, hold on. I need to implement a project intake form because now it's like I need to know the steps of your project, what's going on, automating different emails, whatever it may be. But I'm definitely working a lot on the back end right now, just so that I can set myself up to just, be good.
Yes. Should I comment on posts that's not related to businesses for networking purposes?
Okay, so that is a good question. On Instagram, you have to remember, in life in general, you have to look at yourself as a brand. So if it's something that you don't want yourself associated with, or if it's something that you know that if you're a potential customer would see you engaging with, then I would say, like, don't do that. I have always, like, just in life, I have always been really mindful of the way that I'm presenting myself in the spaces that I'm in and things like that, just because, like, I am a brand. I am my brand. So as far as, like, Clubhouse, for example, since that is a really popular social media right now, I don't, since I'm on Clubhouse for marketing, I won't get into rooms that are, a little, we love it. We love a good ratchet time sometimes, but that's not what my audience is following me for. So if I'm in those type of rooms, then that's going to show up on their hallway, and that's not what they got on Clubhouse, to be doing. They wanted to see, like, business tips, marketing tips, whatever it may be. So I would really be mindful of the rooms that you're joining on Clubhouse if your purpose is to be on there for like a business purpose, if that makes sense.
So how do you balance having a life from having a business, being a business owner?
So I have a personal page. We're like, I say, be yourself for one. So I feel like naturally, I'm like a person who has like a lot of layers to myself. I feel like I have a good balance of like, okay, I can keep the professionalism, I can do my business, but then I also feel like, when it's time to turn up, it's time to turn up. We work hard, play hard, which is why I wanted to do that whole happy hour marketing thing, because it's like, I have such like a work hard, play hard mentality. And I think that's what helps me keep the business separate. Because when it is time to clock in my business, then like I'm clocked in and I'm zoned in and I'm doing what I have to do. And then when it's personal time and I'm hanging with my friends and we turn it up and we having a great time. Like, I think it's just like when you're when you're finding that balance, it's just knowing like, all right, y'all, well, I got client work I got to do. So I'm going to try to get it done before the week, and then we can hang Saturday or we can hang Sunday or something like that. But what comes first for me? So that's how I just prioritize it. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I also feel like, and tell me what you think about this, is that you can share those layers with your audience.
Yes,
and I think it's important to do that so that they don't think that you're just this one way. Like, you can have fun.
Exactly.
And you can do business and you can share what you want to share. I think it's important to do that as well.
I think that's really important because at the end of the day, you have to be you. And I think that's when people, your customers, your clients will gravitate towards you because they like you. Everybody, like I said, everybody's doing the same thing, but they want to do business with you because you're you. You're providing that value. You're providing that experience. You're a good person to work with. It's having like that positive attitude, that positive mindset. Like, nobody wants to do business with someone who has bad energy. Like, no one wants to do that. It doesn't matter like how good, your services or products are. If your energy's off, if you treat people rude, if you don't know how to have good communication skills, then It's just not going to work. And then that's also another reason why it's so important to know your target audience, because then you can see like how much of yourself you can show, right? So if your
Mm.
target audience is somebody who are like, millennials who, like to turn up bitter about their business, be that, be you, like be who you are. And I think that's like the biggest thing that like business owners and entrepreneurs just sometimes, it's hard to be consistent when you're consistently being fake. So it's like,
Wait, say that again. Say that one more time. Run that back.
okay, it's hard to be consistent when you're consistently being fake. So that's why you just have to be you, and it's going to be easier to be consistent and to show up.
Okay. Period.
And who don't like it, and who like it is gonna like it. So you're not for everyone.
Let them fall off. They don't need to be around. Hello, you vibrate off
Okay.
levels that people come. I love it. Don't be fake. Share your story. And I think it's so important for people to share their story so you can find your target audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Yes, bars. I know that was a bar. Bar. Okay. So with all that being said, how do you take care of yourself? Because like you got all these layers, you're running around doing this and this. What does taking care of yourself look like? And are you doing well at that? Let's be honest.
Now we've had a lot of conversations about self-care.
Okay.
So I am doing better at that. I would just have to say like what works for me as far as like taking care of myself. Like I'm back in the gym. I just had a clap for myself because that was a big
clap. Yes, celebrate your wins.
But it's really just like I felt like at first I was all like, oh my God, I just want to out hustle, just hustle, right? But now I'm just like being in spaces that I just want happiness. So like my goal is to do whatever I feel like is going to make me happy. Like honestly, like I understand I have to go to work. I understand like, but having my business to offset that just truly makes me happy. So like me doing client work doesn't make me like sad. It doesn't make me feel like it stresses me out sometimes if we're being honest. But I feel like I find happiness and joy doing that. And then outside of that, it's like hanging with my friends, or if it's just literally going to sleep. Like that.
I love sleep.
Yes, and you have to factor that in. And I used to like be the type of person who would sit up there and pull all-nighters and like literally work all night. And I just had to like just recently I stopped doing that because I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, what am I doing? Or why am I not using my time enough that I can't get done what I need to get done and then go to sleep at a decent time or something like that? Like, I understand you're going to have some nights that, you got to like, pull it out and stay up all night. But I really started giving myself with boundaries. Like, okay, I'm going to go to bed at a recent time. I'm going to only work from this time to this time. I started like using more time blocks. Yeah, I just kind of like just do it. Because it's really hard to make time. So it's like I have to really make schedules or like allot myself times where I'm going to work on this. Or because like I said, I'm doing marketing all day. Like my full-time job is marketing. Then my business is marketing. And then things that I watch are business related and marketing. So I mean, I do it to myself, but I'm really passionate about it. So I don't mind it. And then any extra time, like I'm hanging with friends, talking with friends, sleeping, watching Netflix.
Definitely. And it's important. It's important.
Mm-hmm.
Family, once again, if you have any questions, please ask so she can drop these gems.
I literally be on the phone with my mom every day.
Yeah. I love it. Self-care is so important. As you're a part-time entrepreneur, I'm a full-time entrepreneur.
Right. So
and
different.
Me taking care of myself has to be mandatory or I will not be able to show up for myself. Because the risks that I have are just totally different. I don't have a job to fall back on. I am my job.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're talking about healing through marketing and creativity. So when it comes to me and my self-care, I have a morning ritual that I do every morning where I wake up. I actually wrote it down. So when I wake up, I turn around and I see this ritual. It's like, you need to do this. So I pray and I say my affirmations. And then after that, I brush my teeth and use the bathroom. And then after that, I move my body and meditate. And when it comes to moving my body, I decide on what that looks like for the day. So if that's yoga, I end up doing yoga. Or I will end up going on a gratitude walk where I walk outside and I say the things that I'm grateful for. And I have my meeting with myself, because you need to have those silent times where you're getting to know yourself and what you want. From that, I get my water together, I eat some breakfast, and then I plan for the day. When it comes to planning for the day, I have 2 planners. Okay.
Yes. We love a good planner.
Look, I have to. I need to plan. And it's like, I run a community brand, so that business, and then I have my personal business where I do my coaching. So both, they're linked, they're similar. But with my community brand, I have a team too. So I have to delegate and make sure that they're running and everything is going. I have to be 3 steps ahead so that they can be 2 steps ahead. So it's just, you have to be grounded.
Prayer is everything. Like, I feel like I have to pray every day because I literally cannot do this alone. Like, I just need like the strength to just like have a sound mind, to have a focused mind, to actually have the energy and the ability to, so in the morning I do, like, I stop making sure, like, at first I would always like pick up my phone the first time like I'm waking up.
No,
I'm like checking email. Not doing that. So I feel like that has helped so much, because like those first like 5 minutes when you wake up literally is like, you don't know what the rest of the day is about to be. You don't know who's going to come in your way, who's going to say something crazy to throw your energy off. So like the mornings, and that's why I love living by myself, because it's just like, I need that space. I just need that time to like get myself together, because like I said, I don't know who I'm about to talk to today, or who's going to come my way, or who's going to say something crazy to me that's going to try to throw my energy off. But I just have to use that morning to get myself grounded. So I literally take that time to myself and just pray and try to meditate and listen to some music, and it starts the day.
Yes. And that's what you have to do. Look, I do not touch my phone until I go to plan my day. So that's like an hour and a half later. Or even 2 hours sometimes, depending on what my day look like. So
you're better than
me. I don't touch my phone. I don't look at it, because I know when I touch, that's work mode. It's starting to work. And so I have to. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, I have a friend who is like, he's on, his name is Brandon. He's like, he does real estate and stuff like that. And he told me how I need to take breaks. And I was like, breaks? What you mean? I don't even take no breaks. And he's like, no, you take breaks. So now I take Saturdays and Sundays off to take breaks. Saturdays.
Yeah, because you're going hard all week. So
what? I be over here throwing punches in the air. Like, that's the dude. And not even that, it's like all these social media platforms are a lot of energy.
It's draining. It's so draining. But you just have to use it effectively and like know, like, okay, I'm on this time. Like, I started really, again, working in the time blocks. Like, I'm going to get on social media. I'm not going to try to wander on to like some meme pages. Like, I'm going to engage with my audience during this time, check DMs, messages, respond to comments, stuff like that. Like, you just really have to use it.
Yes. Engaging in your audience is something important, but it can be draining, especially when the energy suckers come up and be trying to say something that you need to put up.
It's the energy for me.
Like, listen, like you said, it's the vibes. Like,
it's the vibes, truly. I'm big on vibes.
Goodness. There'll be people that just be like, but your mama. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? So it's important for you to get grounded, especially in the mornings and also at night.
Yes.
Like, I do this thing also where I do deep breathing before I go to sleep at night.
Oh,
and
I
then
should do that.
I turn on nature sounds before I go to sleep to calm myself down, because I know, before I go to sleep, my mind just be thinking about all this creative stuff that I can do. Y'all don't understand. I got posters.
As a creative. Oh, yes, she does, y'all. Let me tell y'all.
I got posters all on my walls of just different projects that I'm working on, because being a full-time entrepreneur and knowing that you're building a community is a whole different ball game. Yes. And so I got poster boards everywhere, and I have to calm myself down. So, yes, put systems in place. Do your grounding rituals. Do your night recap. Like, take care of yourself. Take care of your skin. Drink your water.
Yes.
Move your body.
All of
Okay,
that.
all of that. Because you are more important than the business, but your business is important too. But you can't have a
Right.
business if you ain't there.
Exactly.
Hello?
Exactly.
Hello?
You can't pour from an empty cup.
You cannot.
You
You
cannot.
cannot. And I've tried multiple times and I burnt out multiple times
Yeah,
and it's no
burnout is
fun.
real. And I was actually just having this conversation on Clubhouse because I feel like, how do you like decipher burnout? Like the question I posed was like, how do we decipher like burnout from just being lazy, right? Because sometimes we'll go into these like dark holes and all of this type of stuff. Like it would get really bad, but then it's like, okay, let's pull ourselves out. And like, when do we say, okay, this is no longer burnout? Now I'm just being lazy.
So for me, we have to define what is lazy. What does lazy look like for you? Because when people say
Mm-hmm.
lazy, we used to throw lazy, or still to this day, we throw lazy around as a, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
me resting in the bed. Ooh, that's lazy. Or,
But I
ooh,
also
you
feel like
watching Netflix. Huh?
I also feel like we throw burnout around too. Like we throw that out a lot too. Like, okay, there needs to be some type of accountability. So I guess the question is like, when do you feel like, when do you feel that it's like no longer just burnout?
So I ask myself deep questions. So like if
Mm-hmm.
I feel really down, I ask myself, what is this about? Where is this stemming from? Where do I feel this at? Really
Mm-hmm.
and get to the core of the problem to see what is this. Because it may be just me not even burnt out, but I'm just
Don't want to do
emotional.
it. Or emotional.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
true
through
too.
as a woman,
As a
going
woman,
through my,
yeah.
and also understanding that, like as a woman, we have our weeks where it be really low.
Yeah.
Plan for that stuff.
Yes.
Plan for
Yes.
that stuff. Know that you have to work less on those weeks because
Mm-hmm.
you know how your body is. It's really getting connected to your body so
Yeah.
that you know what to feel. Because
And
you,
to that point about like energy, like I know what's worked for me recently. Like I started to not just really work off of like deadlines, but work off of energy. So if I know that I have like a really big task that I need to get done that might not be like the highest interest of mine, then I'll make sure I do it when I have the most energy. I'm not
yes,
going to save it until like, when I know I'm tired and I'm just trying to push through it, but really, like how you said, know your energy levels and really know yourself and
definitely,
when you can
definitely.
work. So yeah.
Something that I've learned really well is that the things that you don't want to do that first in the morning so that when you have the rest of the day to do the things that you really like to do. So you can get
Yeah.
that done. So like for me, we have the directory and we have to scout to get people to add it to our directory. That's something I don't
Hmm.
like. I love talking to people, but constantly sending DMs over and over again, it gets a lot. It's draining.
Right.
So knowing that I don't constantly want to do that all the time, but I have to do that to grow the community, I have
Hmm.
to do that in the morning so I can get it done. And then I have my
Yes.
other time to be creative. So just also when you go to planning your day, ask yourself, how do you feel that day? Like I talked about how I move my body and I figure out what does that look
Hmm.
like for the day. Ask yourself, okay, what what do I want to concentrate? What is my goal of the day? Right?
Right.
What do I want to win at? If I do this one thing, how would that make me feel? Did I feel like I'm
Exactly.
winning? So even just waking out of the bed could be a win for the day. We just
Yes.
need to understand that it's okay to take breaks. We deserve breaks. We are
We
resting
do.
for our ancestors. Do you not understand? As black people, as black, we've been in this fight for a long, long,
And it's
long,
just,
long time.
and it's too about like just being kinder to ourselves as
Yes,
entrepreneurs. Like Alex said, like we put so much pressure on ourselves. Like the standards are so high, the expectations are so high, but in reality, no one's expecting us to do anything. And it's
nobody,
like all
nobody,
it's just all these
okay?
like self-imposed like expectations that we place on ourselves that really causes us, I think, that forces us into burnout. Of course there's other situations that may trigger it too, but it's like all about just being kinder to yourself. And like how you said, even if you just woke up today, like that's an accomplishment. Like,
Hello,
hello,
you better
let's say,
celebrate your wins.
okay,
You
let's thank
deserve.
God. So
You
that's like,
deserve.
even when I have a long to do list of things, I prioritize three things that I just want to make sure I get done. And if I
That's
get done
big for
those
you to
three
say,
things, and
Danielle.
that's very big for me to say because I'm such a let me check this off the list type of person, that I'm like, at this point, because I told you, at the stage, the season of life I'm in, I just want happiness. So I'm like, if I can get done these 3 things today, I'm good. Like, I feel like I had a successful day, and that's what success looks like to me. So I think it's also about defining what success looks like to you and not to
Yes.
other people, because that's when you feel like you're falling behind in life. That's when you start playing the comparison game. That's when you're doubting yourself, thinking you're not good enough. So it's really like honing in and identifying like what works for you, and then do that. Like, it's your journey, it's your race. Like, that's
Yes,
what
and
I'm trying to learn.
it
Hmm.
definitely goes with consistency. So when you
Hmm.
figure out what consistency looks like for you, then that's how you can show up for yourself. So for
Exactly.
instance, when it comes to Where is Neva, we post Monday through Friday. So every day we post and we're talking about something about the whole week of, like, this week we're talking about Black suicide. But we
Hmm.
talk about different things around that. But on Saturday and Sundays, I tell me and my team, y'all better take a break. You deserve, okay? Because we
Hmm.
deserve and you deserve, and it's important for us to take enough breaks just as much as we working. Like I said
Yeah.
before, our ancestors been doing this for a long time, and that has not gone anywhere. We're doing the work that
Hmm.
our ancestors gave us. We're taking breaks for
Exactly.
them too. Okay.
Exactly. And that's when it becomes to knowing your vision and understanding like it's bigger than yourself. Like, family is so important to me. Like, I don't want to have like
Yes.
any of my family having to work, any of my friends having to work. Like, I just really want to be in that position to like not only just change my life and impact my life, but like impact people around me and change the lives of people around me. My biggest thing is doing everything with purpose. If I feel like there's no purpose in it, or if I can't find any value in it, I'm just going to be a little like, less willing to do something. Like, I'm just big on everything has to have purpose, everything has to have a reason. And I just know I'm destined for greatness. I
Period.
just like period.
Okay. You definitely period.
I know
Listen.
all of this is gonna work out, and I know every step that I'm taking, is all planned and it's ordered. So I'm just
Yes,
trying to
that is what, and
walk by faith.
understanding. Like, just like knowing that you're winning every single day. We just published
Hmm.
an article this Wednesday or today talking about I choose life and the importance of doing so. So definitely
Hmm.
check that out as we have our affirmations every Monday. But
Yes.
understanding you're choosing life every second of the day. You on this live is you choosing
Yes.
life. You are winning because you're here getting this information so that you can do better and be better together, because we in this together.
Exactly. And showing up. Like, that's the cool thing about being an entrepreneur. It's your business, right? I think I get so mad like seeing different corporate companies, like the way that they're structured, the culture, the values just really don't align to like how I feel like, things should run. So that's why it's great to do that with your business. Be creative with your business. Put
Mm-hmm.
those, like
And take
it's
risks.
and
Okay.
take risks. But like, I know a big thing like with corporate companies that like rubs me the wrong way is like, of course, they're not like taking stands on like Black Lives Matter and racial, inequalities and things like that. So it's like, okay, if I don't like that they're not doing it in their business, like, who says I can't do that in my business? Like, you have that autonomy to do what you want. Um, you know, I just
Yes,
wanted to
and
put that
there's
out there
so
to
many
really
since
control
the
your business.
beginning. There's been so many companies that will literally use our stories, suck us
Yeah,
dry, and leave us to be disposed. Okay, so it's
exactly.
our time. Do what you
Or
need to do. Okay, and
yeah.
take care of yourself through the process because we need you. So do your work. Get your work done, not just with your business work. Get your rest. Sleep is, oh my gosh, I love sleep. Sleep is
I know, me
amazing.
too. I love sleep.
But
I would sleep all day. No, I'm
oh,
joking.
I don't know if I can do all
No, I'm
that,
not.
but seriously, like, we are doing this because we deserve, and we
And
deserve that
have
Black Wall Street
fun.
again.
I
Huh?
also think like have fun. Like,
Yes, that's important.
it's life. It's literally about having fun. Business should be fun. Like, that's just a big thing. Like, any way that you can be creative within your business, like, just do it. I mean, if it makes sense and it's profitable and it's ethical, like, but really have fun. That's like with me. Like, I wanted to give it that whole like happy hour thing, just because I felt like marketing, I get it. It could be boring, especially the way that you're presenting it. Like, now with like different reels and different apps and stuff like that, it's cool to like engage people, but like put like a theme around it. Give yourself a community. Have something, you know, going with your business. Like really tap into that creativity, because that's going to separate you from other people. Like I said before, we're all selling, you know, we're all producing the same things. It's all the same information, but it's the way that you deliver it. Again, the way that it's that experience that you provide. So
And that's
really think
you
outside of the
showing
box.
up for you. What did you say last time? You can't be consistent if you fake. You can't be consistent if you fake. So show
And you're
it as your
consistently being
consistently
fake.
real self, so you can show it to be true.
Yes.
Because if you put your story, nobody's like you. If you put your story into your marketing, you
Mm-hmm.
said nobody's like you.
But
People
that's
do the
another
same
thing too. I want to say, like, for some people who don't want to be the face of your brand and things like that, you don't have to be. There's other creative ways to work around that, because when you do attach your face to a brand, now you're like letting people in your life too. So like I can understand when people want to stay on the back end of their brand and they don't want to just like, you know, be in every pic, be in every video, but people should know who, you know, the owner founder is. But it's creative ways that you can still show up and engage without like being in the camera every day. But just know that like you do need to personally brand yourself. You are like, you know, your business when you're just starting off and you don't have a team. But also just be mindful. I'm just saying, like, I feel for those people who don't necessarily want to invite those people in, but there's creative ways. That's like the ways that the verbiage that you're using in your captions, you know, the content that you're sharing with your audience that resonates with them. Things like how you're responding to comments, things like that can pull people closer, even though they're not seeing your face every day.
I love it. I love it. Y'all need to book a consultation with these
Yes.
goats that's on the phone.
Also, I do have the blueprint to growing organically on my website, so you can hit the link in my bio and check out that.
Blueprint to get growing, okay?
Organically on Instagram.
Got the growth. The growth. But yes, family, any last questions before we wrap up? Danyelle, you are phenomenal.
You are amazing.
Appreciated. You are a breath of fresh air.
I was literally about to say that about you.
Well, look, see, that's why we together. See? You keep on doing it. You know, keep on helping us and keep doing it for yourself and take care of yourself.
Yes.
We always gonna make
I'm doing better. I'm doing better at that. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I keep moving around.
Yes, thank you all for joining us.
Thank
like
you.
I said, you can find Danyelle on our directory under artistic pillars. So you go to whereisneva.com, go to our support system under artistically, and you'll see Danyelle's beautiful face and book a consultation with her.
Yes, please reach out if you have any questions. Yes, get the blueprint.
Look at her. If you want to live, you can reach out,
yes.
slide in the DMs. Hey, Danyelle, I met you. Look, she's a goat. She has helped me a lot with changing where it's needed to be from a personal brand to a community brand. Look, me and her be on the phone. She's like, breathe, Jeneva. Look, and she's that type of person too. She cares about your well-being. That's good people to have in your life. So yes, definitely check out Danyelle. If you haven't checked out our series this week, we are talking about Black suicide. It's very heavy, but we are also bringing light to the conversation, talking about how we're choosing life constantly and giving us the information about what is going on in our family and what we can do to bridge a gap, because we deserve healing. We deserve each other. We deserve mental health. We deserve it all. Yes. So you can find a lot of people, experts in our directory, from doulas to financial coaches to marketing experts. Go ahead and check us out. Make sure you definitely check out Danyelle. She is, like I said, doing phenomenal work.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You're welcome. Yes, I think that's all. That's all I got, folks.
Okay, well, thank you so much for having me. You're amazing. What you do is, like, seriously, Jeneva, I tell you all the time, like, you are literally like my life coach. Helping me stay, yes, okay, helping me stay on track. Like, thank you for providing this platform. The work that you do is inspiring, and just, I'm so proud of you.
You know, I be tearing.
Don't
I'm proud of us. Well, I love you. I love you
I love
all.
you too.
I hope you have a phenomenal rest of your week. And wow, we're wrapping up January. We about to hit in the love month. Black History
Yes,
every
it's go
day.
mode.
Black History's every day. It ain't even just a month. It's every day. Okay. All right. Bye,
Bye.
family. Thank you. Bye.